Hello, critters. So you finished The Legend of Vox Machina and you're craving more, right? You think, I know, I'll go watch the original campaign.
Excellent idea, until you hit play on episode 1 and two things smack you in the face. The questionable sound quality and the 3 to 4 hour runtime. Yikes.
Don't worry, we've got you. We're diving into the chaos so you don't have to. We'll sacrifice our ears and our evenings to bring you the recaps, highlights, and all of the behind-the-scene magic you crave.
Welcome to Vox Rewatch.
Because the past deserves a second look.
With better audio. We're just a bunch of longtime friends and proud critters who love the chaos, the characters, and the wild ride of storytelling. Join us as we dive back into it all with lots of laughs, way too many theories, and probably some tears too.
I'm Doug.
I'm Connie.
And I'm Eric. This podcast is part of Tabletop Tether, our nerdy little home for TTRPG content, deep dives, and unapologetic fan joy. Just so we're clear, Vox Rewatch is an unofficial fan podcast and isn't affiliated with or endorsed by Critical Role in any way.
Well, welcome back to Vox Rewatch, another episode of our journey through the Underdark. This time we are rewatching episode 10 of Campaign 1, K'varn Revealed. We pick up right where we left off, with the party navigating the dark waters of the caverns surrounding the island of Yug'voril. After Percy and Grog managed to anchor their scavenged boats, the group was immediately ambushed by a pack of unusually intelligent undead. The fight was swift, thanks in large part to Tiberius incinerating most of them with a well-placed fireball, and Vex finishing off the master zombie with a pair of arrows to the throat. However, the victory was short-lived. The trapped treasure chest nearly blew Vex to smithereens, leaving the party with a slightly charred greatsword of frenzy for Grog and a diamond that Tiberius mended back to perfection. Just as the group thought they could catch their breath, Vex's keen eyes spotted a cloaker, a leathery ray-like aberration lurking on the ceiling. Fear took hold of the party, leading to a frantic rage run back to the boat. Scalen saved the day in his favorite gnome pike by using Dimension Door to hop back to safety, while Bigby's hand grappled the beast in midair. After Tiberius literally ripped an eye out of the creature's head using telekinesis, Vax landed a killing blow right through the empty socket. After securing a new beachhead on the island, the party debated their next move. Keyleth decided to conduct a high-stakes scrying ritual to finally lay eyes on their target, K'varn. The vision was harrowing. Keyleth saw the hive mind of the Illithid colony held in an arcane prison, which K'varn is using to control them. But the big bad isn't just a monster. He's a beholder who's grafted metal armor and the Horn of Orcus onto his body. The ritual ended painfully when K'varn noticed the magical intrusion, taunting Keyleth as treasured guests before blasting her mind with psychic energy. Now the team is huddled on the island, realizing they can't just fight this thing head on. Their new plan? Sabotage the beehive as a structure at the top of the temple to free the Elder Brain and let the Mind Flayers do the dirty work. But as Vax, Vex, and an invisible Scanlan crept up to a nearby ruin to scout, they realized they weren't alone. A towering, purple-skinned giant with a single popping yellow eye has just caught their scent.
As excited as I am about this episode, I can wait for the next one. The beginning of the next episode is fantastic.
Oh,
It
my God.
This is kind of another one of those episodes that a lot happens, but not a lot happens.
True.
Like, they're not progressing. There's no progression except for the scry.
I feel like, like what you're saying, this is such like the definition of like your dungeon crawl type of things, where Matt is truly wearing them out and making them wary of like keeping their resources, like every opportunity that something can get them, it does. And even when it feels like something shouldn't get them, it still does anyway.
Yeah.
I personally feel for them. My current Monday game, Dylan, if you're listening to this, Dylan, I'm coming for you. We play weekly, okay? We play weekly. We took some time off for Christmas, but mind you, we play weekly. And we got put into this underground city, sort of similar to here. 2 weeks ago, we'd figured out that it had been 4 months of actual playtime since we'd taken a long rest. And we finally got to take one.
Holy cow.
Wow.
4 months.
I mean, but that's like you're
We-
describing. That's so D&D though. This is
It
just,
is.
We were in the same town, just taking short rest after short rest, and like, can we take a rest? Nope, these eggs are coming out. It's bugs everywhere. We're thinking of just naming the campaign Runswell at this point, because literally we've been in Runswell for so long. What is the name of the world? We don't know. Last week we actually found the outside, and we just called it. We found the out. We have found the out. But I feel like it's something similar to that, where Matt is really trying to drain the resources and put a feeling of urgency on them. As a DM, it makes sense doing this, but for someone that's watching this, if you don't necessarily like combat, it does kind of slog a little bit at the beginning.
And you have to check every cave and every option that's presented to you, obviously.
Can we talk for like just a second? Do you think, like, because it seems like we're seeing in here already how Matt really likes to like homebrew and like tweak monsters, and we were talking about these intelligent undead. Do you think that these were just ghouls that they were fighting, where he was giving them like intelligence, or do you think that these were zombies that he like homebrewed? Because I don't think we ever found that out.
There wasn't time.
Yeah,
they blew them up so fast that there was not time to get a sense of what they were.
That's fair. I mean, we might have if they didn't skip the forest. Spoilers.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I have a feeling we probably would have had Vox Machina not come up with a plan to bypass most of Matt's thing.
Yes.
So
yes. But he's really putting them through the ringer right now. I did think it was kind of funny, as I felt so bad for Vex, because I've been in Laura Bailey's shoes, where you're like, ooh, I'm gonna hold my action until this person's able to move, and then she's waiting for her brother to move, and he gets fucking paralyzed, and now all of a sudden she's like, oh, if I hit you with this AoE attack, it's gonna hit you too. Yeah. And then Tiberius was able to quicken spell, which, like, if we're going raw, he shouldn't have been able to do that, but like, that's okay.
There are lots of things Tiberius shouldn't be able to do, but let's
well, Matt kind of played a little loosey goosey with, and was a lot more tight in with like if you cast like a bonus action spell and then an action spell, only one can be leveled and the other is a cantrip. He was very big on that in like season 2. In this one, it was very loosey goosey. And like, I'm playing a sorcerer right now, and like twin spell and like quicken spell, allowing a spell to be an action instead, would apply the same way. And he's casting shape stone or stone shape or whatever it is, or whatever, and then casting fireball after that, like 2 leveled spells at the same time. I'm listening now, I'm like, okay, really cool, that's fine. Definitely not how rules is written, and not how Matt DMs anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's I wonder, I'm curious, and I don't think any of us know, so if you're listening to this and you know the answer, Pathfinder, I'm wondering if wizards had more freedom.
They had to have, with how many concentration spells that he could have, and like all the things that he could do as a sorcerer. He had to have.
That's what I think that's part of the problem that Orion had, was that he was able to do so much and was so much more powerful in Pathfinder, and then came over to 5e and felt nerfed. And I think I think that's part of the problem. I don't actually know. So again, if you're listening to this and you happen to know, please comment on one of the socials. Let us know. Yeah, because I'm curious. Yeah. And I could look it up myself, but I would rather talk to you.
Because we have 50 of you.
There.
Which brings us to Connie.
I promised that when we hit 50 that I would watch The Neverending Story, so I will do it. We'll figure it out.
We're trying to figure out if that means us making a Discord for all of our followers to come and watch it with us, or us recording it and putting it up later. But don't worry, Doug and I will make sure that this guy right here
He's also right there.
is the one
watching
this.
And I promise I'll give it a fair chance.
You better.
We'll see how that goes.
So they able to get this, like figured out. Like they handle the zombie things pretty quickly. And it was Vex, right? That saw the cloaker on the ceiling, right?
Yeah. And it was a whisper too, which I thought was strange.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was just Why would you whisper? I guess.
Yeah.
So it's not like she wouldn't be surprised and how she could interpret it to tell it to the party. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
so a certain wizard didn't blow it up with a fireball?
I mean, that was what I
But the one thing I will say, this was the first whisper of the game, and it was the first time, and this is a bit that happens throughout the rest of it. Sam comes right in. So, hey guys, while we're having a whisper here, and immediately went in unplugging their t-shirts and stuff, and that it happened so quickly. But I absolutely love the fact that that's been Sam's bit since the start. Like, I didn't realize that he had always done that bit of when there was like, hey, announcer Sam here telling you.
And I love the fact that later in the season and in campaign 2, definitely, like that's where they sold their advertising. They're like, we're gonna sell it during whispers and battles, like when fights get set up. And I'm like, that's genius. Like, but
all the D&D Beyond stuff in at least campaign 2.
Yeah. It was just so funny. I saw that. I was like, I have to remember that, because it was just like, oh my God, he did even then. And like they were doing like a little subathon, and they were trying to sell 1,000 t-shirts and get up to like 2,500 subs.
Yeah. And it's like, I was surprised that they were struggling. Like they never struggle with anything, with selling anything or whatnot. And I can't remember because I missed it at the end, but I know that they still did the Q&A.
They started thanking all of the donors, and they said if we'd sold the remaining 20 shirts they needed to by the time they had thanked all of the donors, they would do it. And then they had $2,000 donations. They're like, we're going to do the AMA either way because of that.
Okay.
But they ended up, by the time they had finished, they had sold like 23 or 25 shirts, and like a couple of people had bought shirts for their entire office and things they were saying. So like people just wanted this AMA to happen. It seemed like at the very end, they're like, well, yeah, we got to buy shirts.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But so they fought a cloaker. Those things, forgot like cloakers can be kind of scary sometimes.
A little bit. I didn't know they did the whole with the moan attack or whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking, is it ropers? Are ropers the ones that are smaller?
Ropers are the stalactite looking things.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking initially that it was. Because yes, stalactites hang tight to the ceiling, and mites are mightily attached to the floor.
I always mix those up. So good on you.
I'll fact check myself as an editor if I got it wrong. Don't worry. You'll see right here. Connie is an idiot. False, fake news or whatever. If I'm
all
wrong,
you have to do is flip your camera upside down. And it'll be fine.
Guys, don't worry. I was the allegory imagery, perfect. Both times, tight and might. Done. But the thing that I found really funny was like everybody except for, what was it, Grog and Lady Kima and Clarota failed the save against the fear, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah.
To be fair, though, they're the most useless members of the party.
That is accurate.
For a flying creature, so it's fine.
Right.
But it was just very funny. Yeah.
We got to see the first use of Bigby's hand, which
yes! That was one of my
amazing.
notes. What was one of my notes? And they're like,
Which speaking of loosey
Bigby's
goosey with the
hurt.
rules, it gets Matt lets Sam get away with a lot with that hand, but it's all in good fun, and I think it's amazing. But Bigby's hand sticks around. It is a reoccurring character
Like, it's just like
in
his signature thing.
yeah. I mean, I'm
Oh.
pretty sure. Let me look at the art. I mean, his PopCap has Bigby's hand in it. I'm pretty sure, and a lot of the art fight Bigby's hand is in it. So
I mean, if we go all the way to episode 115 at the very end, a specific placement of Bigby's hand is how Scanlan is able to fight the big bad evil guy at the very end. And he has a lines of like, I made sure I was a certain distance away. Like, it's
Can't wait for
iconic.
Yeah.
But yes, you took the words out of my mouth, Eric.
I'm sorry, I stole it.
No, you need to speak as well. I talk a lot. Speak.
So
It
now
was so
nobody's
good.
speaking.
No! I ruined it all.
You're like, oh.
I'm reading. Looking at my notes.
But no, it was so cool because I think what must have happened is when they had their long rest, they leveled up because they started this at level 9 and then they had all these level 10 abilities because later on we hear Pike talking about, oh, I could do a divine intervention. That's new. Bigby's hand is a spell that you can't cast until like your 10th level. Like all of them were starting to get these newer, higher level things. And it must have happened during a short rest or like when they took their last long rest, because they were all talking about like how they had these new abilities and things that they could do.
I think, at least during campaign 1, some of them were split because not all. I don't think they're leveling up at the same pace.
When they did the AMA at the very end, he said, I think you were all now level 10 because they were doing XP at that point. So, and then I think later on in the campaign, he flips it to milestone so that they're all at the same, maybe not, but yeah,
it makes sense though, because I can't imagine trying to keep battles safe for everybody with different level or everyone at the same level is rough. I can't imagine everyone being at different levels. So
I've had mixed levels only in like as NPCs or like NPC parties where they had mixed levels of people, and it's gnarly. It's so hard to figure out like what is and isn't appropriate. And then you throw in that one person that's their guide that's like 2 levels higher than everybody else that just like laid them all flat on their butts. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. That is ironically how one of my players ended up being stabbed multiple times, robbed, and then while making death saves, their body pushed underneath the bed.
No.
Sorry, Cole. They did bring it upon themselves, okay? They weren't supposed to fight that party until they were like a level or 2 higher. I'm sorry, okay? They did feel bad for you and they pulled them out and stabilized them and then took the rest of their gold as payment and pushed them back under the bed.
I think the moral of the story is if you've been hurt by Connie, reach out to us.
Oh,
we
yeah.
want to hear from you.
1-800 do you want to report your DM for crimes against humanity?
Connie's players, you feel safe?
Yeah.
Let us know. Yes
The
or
more
no.
that I bring up these stories, the more that I realize, like, I'm surprised people enjoy play. I must be a really good storyteller because, like, I put people through the ringer.
That are just people like enjoy trauma.
You know what? I most of my tables when I have like my like safety things and like the stars and wishes, they're like, please make me cry, make me feel things. So it's like, yes. I don't know if make me feel things also equates to please nearly murder me and push my corpse under the bed, but
might not quite fit the same definition, but
minor semantics. It's fine. But I like how they go through this like water battle and poor Keyleth just in shark form, literally. Like at one point she and Orion are like doing the like baby shark thing at the table, like talking about her and pulling forward and getting to be useful and moving the party forward. I like how they they were able to like skin it at the end and like
Yeah.
take the hide, and poor Percy had an awful role at the end to like cloak the card. I saw where he was going with it, and it was really cool. I like to let my players do stuff like that, and it was neat. I feel like we don't see as much of that later on in the game, but also the things that they are fighting are not as easy to skin, so there's that.
Yeah, I do think Percy has he's always thinking about what he can do tinker wise or invention wise, as far as
Yeah.
a sail. Okay, we're in an underground, no wind except for grog, and then he's like, okay, we'll just make it a blind. No
Yeah.
problem. And it was great.
The other thing we learned that Percy has canonically done in this campaign is make bombs.
Yes.
Make bombs. Make
I mean,
bombs.
if you have gunpowder, then you might as well, right?
I do wonder though, was
Mhm.
the bomb necessary?
I don't think it was.
They
I
made
think they could have
such a
thrown
big
anything.
deal out about throwing the bomb in there, but like he followed it up with a fireball anyway to explode
So
the
why
bomb.
don't we
Throw the
backtrack a
fireball.
second and talk about what happened with this cave and why they were so wary of it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Matt did such a wonderful job planting all of the paranoia. Take it away, one of you.
Well, I Matt's ability to like world build. Like he doesn't just throw Kavarn into this cave without a reason behind it. Like he puts a history behind things and puts a reason behind it, and I think that's amazing. So, yes, what they do is they find some sort of shimmering veil thing, not a portal.
Well, they put light on an arrow, right? First. So Tiberius cast light on one of Vex's arrows, and they threw it, and they said that the color changed from like regular, like a purple color, and was snuffed out. And they're like,
right,
I don't like that. And
Yeah.
then that's what they figure out from.
Pike tried to dispel magic on it, and it went away, but then it came back. So they knew there was something more to it. But
and then they send Keyleth, because go ahead, Keyleth, try anything. In as a rock elemental, in to check it out, and that's when she throws a rock at it, but that's when these, I forget,
the Gricks
come out and attack, and I think that's why they threw the bomb.
Yes.
Granted, they could have thrown anything. They wanted something to them to attack, so otherwise they were spread out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
but
I think
anything would have sufficed.
I mean,
True.
I think the bomb was their version of double tapping, honestly, because you had a big explosion from the bomb, and then you have a secondary, or I think it was like the fireball ignited the bomb, so it was like boom boom delay burst thing, like just the double tap. It was overkill, but seeing what Matt Mercer throws at them now and then later, it makes sense like why they have that level of paranoia. But I think it was Liam brought up later, or maybe Sam, like, what's the point of us hiding? Like, we made so much noise. And the thing that got me is they were like, what was it? Sam and Orion were going back and forth about something with Vax of like, I cast silence, I counterspell, I counterspell again, I counterspell again. And they were actually writing off their spells doing that, maybe. Talking about that. I'm like, why wouldn't you cast silence on like the mouth of the tunnel and then do the bombs?
Right.
That was
but
part
like
of the
there was that
problem.
whole like, didn't they? Like
so Tiberius went invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was trying to do the telekinesis to take the saddle bomb back.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to dispel his invisibility. And he went invisible again. And at one point, I think it was Scanlan was like, he has it, but he can't do it. He's doing 7 spells already. He can't do anymore.
That's what you're saying. And literally, that's what he said. Like he had too many things.
Yeah.
He was so overloaded.
And so it was too late to do silence at that point.
And who knows if Scanlan had it? Because I think Scanlan might have been the only other player that could have had silence. Actually, Pike could have had it too. Playing as a cleric, I've had silence before, but
It was a lot.
That was a good like 45 minutes of them bickering about what to do with this cave.
Yeah. And it was a cave that they talked about not even doing anything with at one point.
Yeah.
We don't have to hit
And
every
then they're
problem over the head, is what Vax said
Yeah.
at one point.
And then they literally hit it over the head, and then they're like,
then
"Oh,
they
we're
did.
gonna take a long rest in here," and then they don't, because then they
Right.
bring up the thing of like, "Oh yeah, there was a really big boom here. People know we're here. This is probably a bad spot," which is valid, but like also, so then you wasted all those resources for nothing. But again, I think that's exactly what Matt's trying to do, is to waste their resources and not let them have an opportunity to rest. Dylan, I know you're out there watching this. I don't like when you exercise the same kind of thing as Matt Mercer. It really fucking sucks as a player. Just saying. That's all. Sorry, I'm salty over it still. It's fresh wounds.
I was just looking up. I did not realize that counterspell is not a bard spell. So he must have taken that later, because at one point
You could do magical
during-
secrets as a bard.
Yeah, but at one point, Sam says counterspell, and he's like, "You have that?" And he's like, "No, I don't have that." But I know that he does later, so he must have
Eric!
Spoilers. Don't listen. Come watch on episode 115.
115.
Where we talk about Sam's counterspell.
Counterspell.
Stick around. Subscribe.
Guys, this is episode 10. Don't worry, we only have 105 more to go.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Talk about tears. Anyway.
We will get there.
Yeah, so they do all that. They find the they end up closing the tunnel.
Yeah, they do.
Peeling it off, and then realize that that is not the place to be, and end up crossing back over to the other side.
Yeah, I think they closed it off because they were afraid that was like where K'varn could go back through. So they just wanted to close up all like exit things for him, or send more minions out. I mean, valid. And then they're like, sure. let's just take over a city. What was it? A shanty town? Is that what they were calling it? Like,
yeah,
I think so.
The shanty town. Let's get the shanty town. But before they closed it off, Keyleth in the cave did her scrying spell.
It was right after they closed it off, but yes.
Oh, did she do it on the outside of the cave then?
Yeah, just
that's right, because she wanted to be close. Yep.
Yeah. Because holy cannoli, rule of cool is how that happened. Because if you ever look into the scry spell, you are looking directly at your target, not at the whole world around you. And Matt painted a beautiful picture of this facade. You see here, you go there, you zoom in, and then they're looking at you, versus like the entire time should have been looking over his shoulder. But this is where I love he took like the rule of cool to create such a dramatic reveal.
Do you think that he does that because of the participation of the group? Because everybody kind of pitches in a way. Not everybody in this one.
I think so.
Scanlan obviously inspired, and then
oh, you're so true. And then we had Clarota.
It was because
helping.
Of Pike's dream.
And then Pike's dream.
Horn. So I think maybe it was like, this is what you'd get if she was doing it by herself, but maybe because of the group effort, he's kind of lax on the amount of information, giving more.
I think maybe for this one in the future, he also, because she ends up using scry quite a bit.
A lot, yeah.
And he always does this like projection, like you're traveling to the person you're scrying on. So I think he also just enjoys like painting that picture and giving a little bit more information, because scrying on its own, like if you just are looking at the person, you're not gathering a lot.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
It's more of like gathering information on the room that they're at, where they at, their location, and like those sort of things. But let me tell you, Doug, did you only listen to this in podcast form, or did you get to watch any of this in video?
I got to watch some of it. Different
did
portions at
different
times. I don't remember if I did.
Because it started off with Orion being the one who figured it out first.
Yep.
And Orion started panicking.
Oh, yes.
And then there was a part where Liam started panicking.
I don't
And
know
look
if
at no,
panicked.
he no at the
He
at the very end.
acknowledged.
No. He at the end like even did
Oh,
the like
yeah.
shoot himself in the head, we're
Oh, no.
dead thing.
Okay.
Like he
That's fair.
knew.
Yep.
Ashley Johnson started to look concerned at a point. Like everybody started looking like more concerned, but it was Orion that realized first, which is going to come into play a little bit later, because he immediately did the nope thing, we're out, we can't do this thing, and was so over a beholder. I mean, like, fighting a beholder is no joke. I mean, I made you guys fight a beholder in my one shot. Actually, you fought one before. Remember my summer camp one shot? Where you put the mask on, Eric? I said you put the mask on?
I remember the mask. I don't remember anything after that.
It was a while ago, but I
It
threw a
was.
beholder at you guys. But you all were level 10, and like a level 10 is like the exact like deadly, hard borderline encounter for a group of that level. And having run several beholders, they're no joke. And just watching all of them be like, oh, like just
like,
the
hey,
layers
stop,
of like,
stop.
yeah, they're like, oh, like this big toothy mud, like, oh, that's great, yeah. And then like Travis is like, oh yeah, we'll just punch out those teeth. Like he's trying to like deflect by like, oh, we'll just do this to it and that to it. And then they're talking about like the big eye and then the multiple eye stalks, and they're just like, and then Matt eventually is like, and then Laura Bailey is like, what is it? And then Matt's like, it's this, and pulls out the monster man. He's like, it's this, it's the cover. And you're like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Okay. It's gonna be something for sure. And then at that point is when they spend another like 45 minutes talking about nothing, about how they're gonna handle this, like, or like what they're gonna do about it. Which I get it. I totally get it. I've been there where you're like, what are we gonna do? And you have to strategize. It just, they talked in so many circles because,
But I do,
you know,
it's another appreciation of Percy moment, because everyone's like talking about the beholder. Oh my gosh, there's a beholder. He's like, I think you guys are looking at this from the wrong direction. He's not the priority. And they're like, oh, what did they say? The I don't remember what the other option was. He's like, no, we need to free the Illithid,
The Elder Brain.
and then let them start the process. We don't have
because
to
that was the
go
other
directly.
Yeah, because that was the other part of what you saw in the vision, was the elder brain being like under lock and key, basically.
Yeah.
And like that was the first time Matt even described like Clarota being like upset and like worried about something.
But I also think it's funny, like Percy's going through the other things they can do, destroying this. And Matt, it's the first time I actually saw on his face the, oh shit, I need to direct them where I want to direct them. And he even says at one point, like, oh no, it's or Clarota says, we reinforce it with magic, you're not going to be able to destroy it easily. And knowing, I guess, in hindsight, what Matt was planning, he wanted them to go through the bottom of the temple. You could see it on his face. He's like, I need to redirect this. So,
oh my God, you're so, because if they would have if they would have gone to the top, they would have gone right to.
Yeah. So it was just interesting to see Matt kind of like, he never panics, but you could definitely see on his face, like, or what am I going to say? How am I going to redo
strategic railroading, you know?
Yes.
And then Lady Chemo was just like, yeah, I do this. Let's go. I know we passed the cave and all of those things at the very beginning, but I did want to circle back to everybody doing stuff before. I love that they saw a chest after all of those zombies at the very beginning, and Laura Bailey. Can we loot the bodies? Can we loot them? Can we loot them? Like, you can see the little twinkle in her eye, like she is Vex, and them opening that without even like a hesitation, nobody even thought to do a check, and just this fireball getting out all of them, and Grog getting his great sort of frenzy. And there was, I think, leather armor that was completely burned beyond like all recognition. Who knows what that would have been? And then like 400 and some like gold coins. But I do love that Matt has set a precedent very early about pretty things being trapped, and foreshadowing the exact weakness of Vexalia.
As I say, we will see this again.
Yeah.
We will see this again. With even more dire results.
Yep. Stay tuned. I don't know what episode number that is, but stay tuned
I don't
because
remember when that happened.
If you watched Vox Machina,
if you watch The Legend of Vox Machina,
then you did see this.
Yes.
So this is like Briarwood level arc, I guess, at that point, because that's where Vox Machina starts, is around the Briarwood arc, which is after episode 36.
This is the beginning of the Chroma Conclave, because they're looking.
It is. Oh my God, you're right. So we're like in like the 50s at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love that Matt knows his players so well that he can throw those things in specifically to get them. Like it's like watching, like, I don't know if either of you have watched the anime Free Ren, but maybe every viewers have, where she'll always see a chest and like, oh, it's a mimic. She's like, well, maybe this time it has an ultra rare grimoire. And if we don't open it, you'll never know. We could just pass up that grimoire. And it's the trope of her always getting eaten. And she's this crazy, powerful mage. And her downfall is just going into mimics because she just wants to get a grimoire. And that, I feel like, the same thing for Vex. If it's shiny, if there's gold, she's going to go for it. And her brother just goes and opens it. He's like, well,
It's like our favorite rogue on this channel who, sees his pair of daggers hanging on a wall and just has to have them.
Eric, when are we doing Oops All Pim?
There's so many things we need to do.
When is Oops All Pims happening? I'm playing a rogue right now. Like, I'm all about rogues and just Oops All Pim.
Yeah.
I did do so later on. Liam ends up doing a one shot when Matt couldn't be there, where everyone was part of the Black Hand, and I did a very similar thing where everybody at my table were rogues or fighters, or they're trying to loot this house, and it was very similar to what he did. Need to bring that back. Just copy that and have a whole bunch of Pims.
Oops All Pims. I'm telling you, Oops All Pims. That's going to be the name of it. Oops All Pims. OAP. Oops All Pims. Write that. Oops All Pims. I'm going to animate that later. Just sparkly rainbows. Oops All Pims.
The cave with the chest was another oops by Tiberius.
Oh my God, you're right!
He lifted up Vax on the Grand Column, and then he threw a fireball and blew up the Grand Column, and Vax fell. Paralyzed.
And Vax fell.
Yeah, so that was the other...
Whop.
The second one, maybe, that Tiberius
That's the second fireball that's hurt someone with. Yeah. Tiberius is definitely the reason that shirts exist that say, I don't care how big the room is, I said fireball.
Yeah.
Because every time he gets to count those dice out, you can see him like, which, to be fair, the first time that I got to cast Fireball, I went on a power trip and might have cast it as many times as humanly possible in that one shot. I was the problem. I can admit that. But at level 10, you should not be the problem. You should get that out of your system when you are level 5 and first have access to that. Okay? Like, everybody gets the one-off, get it out of your system, and then be good.
I have a love-hate relationship with Fireball because I love that spell and I think it's fantastic. But every time I roll the damage, it is well below average. And my...
Fireball? Fire spout?
Fire Sparkly
Blech.
is more
Fire Sparkles.
yeah. I know my DM Jason is a follower of the channel and is probably listening to this laughing his ass off because yeah, it is bad. Rest in peace, Toby, because you Fireball is not your
Fire
spell.
none.
Fire meh.
Why don't
Fire
you
meh.
make them so why okay, here's a question for both of you. I don't know if you've at least played a little bit in one of my games, Doug, where you were like a wizard. When you do your wizard or like sorcerer builds, do you build around a specific spell set? Like, are you only a fire caster, or do you just kind of pick whatever makes your heart happy?
Eric, go ahead.
Mine is definitely more whatever. I guess this is the first time I played a full caster.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Well, I guess Bard is maybe not.
I
But
mean, Bard's kind of like a half caster because
kind
you're
of
not flipping out spells. But even a sorcerer,
yeah.
you're not switching out spells either. But
Regardless,
okay, anyway,
Wizard was my full on like
yeah,
this is going to be my
yeah.
spellcasting class, and no, I was more just I Toby wanted to just gain knowledge, so he tried to
Toby.
gather information or use spells to the best of his ability. Like if he knew that he was going to be going into this situation, he would pick spells that would best suit the party. He didn't
Mhm.
follow a specific pattern or anything along those lines.
Can I
So,
ask you one follow-up question?
sure.
Was their last name McGuire?
No. Toby is named after. So, all of my characters with that group I have based on Disney. So, Toby is based off of Robin Hood, the little turtle in Robin Hood. Um, I also play Jules Madrigal, he is a cleric who loves has the chef feat
Yes,
and
that's such a good
heals people
one.
with food. So that's another character. I also played a Tarragon ranger. His name was
Mm.
Skippy, also from Robin Hood. So yes, all of my characters in that, except for this now latest one, is named Leonardo and is also a turtle, but based off of the Teenage
Eric,
Mutant Ninja variety.
Eric, how deadly is this campaign if you're on your fourth character?
Oh, so
Or is it the same world that like just different campaigns?
no, the
'Cause, like,
different DMs. If like we needed one shot.
okay.
Skippy was just
Okay.
one shot. Different
Okay.
campaign for Jules.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah, no.
Okay. No, that's good.
I mean,
Because
to
I've
be fair
played
though,
2 in one campaign and that's been it.
Jason doesn't hold back. So to be fair, we've lucked out. Toby has died quite a bit, but always comes back. He
Toby's just
always ends up,
thumping. He
yeah,
gets knocked down. And he
yeah,
gets up again.
100%.
Toby never
Um,
gonna get down.
but Toby's now a lich, so we
Toby.
don't have to worry about dying
Oh,
anymore.
hey, Redlona's a lich too. Hey, my girl, your guy. We could talk about now. Was the lichdom forced upon them, or did they select their lichdom?
So one of the things I kept that Toby was scared of everything. So he
Yes,
was
so scared
scared
of
of
death.
death.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
he's scared of dying, so he sought out to not die. And
Mm,
he kind of befriended what's the guy? What's his name? I always forget his name.
Vecna.
No, it wasn't Vecna. The guy from the D&D movie with Chris Pine.
Like the Wizards of
Elminster.
Thay.
Yeah.
Elminster. Okay.
No, that's not his name. What's his name?
Mordecai.
No. He was in the movie just briefly talking to her.
Jonathan.
You know, that Lich Jonathan. Jonathan.
Eric Okra, we all love.
I'm looking it up. Now I need to look it up. What's his
We'll
name?
put his name. We'll put the name right here. Here's the name. Right there. Please find it for me, Eric. Do. Oh no. So while Eric looks this up, Doug, do you
Zaztam.
flavor? Who?
What was it?
Zaztam.
Aztam?
Oh, yeah. Zaztam. Yeah.
Zast. Oh, Zast.
Astam. Yes, Astam. No, Zaztam. Szastam.
Yeah.
All right,
Zaztam.
right there. Zaztam. Sparkles. Done.
He is definitely considered evil.
Yes.
Toby is
sure.
not. So Toby is a good lich. It's like
For now.
Sabrina the.
He's definitely a good witch. He's not a bad witch like the other witch. He's a good lich.
So yeah, my party is not pleased that I became a lich, but
Yeah,
sacrifice.
I
Toby's
was
happy.
I have with lichdom also came access to every spell in the game.
Oh.
So, which is fantastic, except when I have to make choices and decide which spells I want to pick, because now it is choice overload.
Oh, when I became a lich, I handed over my character sheet.
Oh.
Because I had died, and technically my deity was a lich.
Okay.
I just didn't was a little too naive to put like 2 and 2 together that they were a lich. And you're like, it's like my best. It was a very Jester Love War type of story. Like my best friend since I was 14, the person who got me, who understood me. And then, hey God, hey, we're gonna die to a dragon. You gonna answer? Oh shit. Died to the dragon. And they were like, why would I save you? Like, undeath is just the next evolution. And then forced them into lichdom. And yeah.
Question. Character
Answer?
was too naive? Or player was character was too naive, or player was too naive?
It was both,
Yes.
because this was before I understood the levels of Dylan, just levels of Dylan. Because I named her Relona Tox, and Tox was the name of the god, Tokks. And that was actually who the BBEG of the entire campaign was Tox. And
there we
I
go.
looked at like the pantheon of the 8 gods for their home world. Like, I like that one, the skeleton that's dancing all the time, that one. And made my cute little like gothy girl grave cleric Relona.
That is 100% you. I love it.
It's so me. So me. And then she died, and it was awful, but it was great because then I got to play my paladin Euphemia, and it was my first time getting to play like a real like big hitter. But anyway, we're not talking about me. We're talking to Doug. So tell me about how you flavor your wizards.
I have only played one wizard for a short period of time.
In my game. Right.
Yeah. Well, who was DMing that game?
I think weren't you a wizard in my Curse of Strahd game?
No.
Oh.
Was it when was it me DMing the beginning of the Tiamat campaign?
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brina,
Tyranny of
Brina
Dragons
was
that
my
we were
wizard.
in.
Yeah.
She was the socially
Reenie.
awkward. Yeah. But she, I only. I mean, we didn't get super high level on that, obviously. So I didn't get access to all the spells. But I kind of focused on what's the word I'm looking for? Area effect type stuff. Like
AoE stuff. Okay.
Like creating an environment or changing the environment to suit the needs of the party. Not so much
I like that.
a lot of like attack spells, I had Firebolt, I had Ice Knife. I think those were the 2 attack spells I
Mhm.
had, and they always failed on me. I don't think I ever actually hit anybody with one of those spells, maybe once or twice.
I remember Ice Knife, and yeah, I don't remember you having a good time
Yeah,
with
it was horrible, but I could roll out fog and create like a, a
Okay.
terrain kind of
Fo-
situation more than anything.
Follow-up question then. Do you prefer to play for both of you? And this goes for me too. I can answer this right away. Do you prefer then to play like I don't want to say like the word secondary, but support? That's support. That's the word. Do you prefer to play a support character or like a DPS type of character where you go in and you just hit and expect others to save you? Or are you the person like I like to control the battlefield when I do my spells and do like crowd management? Or like do you prefer to be the one that like heals people and like gives them the buffs?
Right now, I'm playing a paladin, so I'm right up front, and I'm healing people. So I got both of those. But no,
You got
I
a little
think
bit of
and
both?
getting healed.
and
Mhm.
being healed, I go down a lot. Um, I think that in general, no, I don't play the support character very often.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know that. I mean, Nan Foodle was kind of a support character because he
Mhm.
had a bunch of different options and things to do. He wasn't up front by default as an artificer, but um,
Okay.
yeah, she was the only one I think that I played, the only wizard I played. So that's just the route I took because she didn't want to be involved directly. She wanted to step back, but she wanted to help. So the only way to do that
Mhm.
was control environment.
Eric?
I I don't know that I ever pick. The characters I love to play are more story driven, so it doesn't
Okay.
really like Toby was this giant hulking, very afraid wizard. I want
Mhm.
to play I the next character I play is going to be a bard who is mute and can't talk or sing. I want to play a druid who is super bulky and like is more of a fighter, but has druid magic. So like the things that are opposites and
Ah,
don't
you
make
like the
sense.
inefficient builds, like the story driven, not the you're not are you not necessarily going like the min max type of build. You're going for the story driven build, or do you still
Yeah,
like to min max the build but also put the story in front first? I'm just curious.
yeah. I don't. I I don't min max. Like I hate maxing out my characters.
Okay.
I'm not trying to go for that, but I'm not going to play
Want to have fun?
I'm not going to play a bard with low charisma. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, just more story driven. Like I want this to be interesting and not what someone. I want to, I guess, subvert everyone's expectation. And
Totally makes
like,
sense.
yeah, if you see some hulking thing, you think, oh, that's going to attack things, and no, it's a scaredy cat wizard that is afraid of everything.
That's cool.
I'm support all the way, bitches. I will be your mom. The campaign I'm in right now is my first time where I haven't I'm playing my sorcerer and my rogue, which are both like very like DPS, like fight first. Someone else will help me later kind of class. And I still get itchy every time I look at my spells and realize there's no healing, there's no nothing. What do you mean? What do you mean there's no
Yeah.
nothing? And was like just discussing like I need to multi-class into fighter so I can get second wind because I'm real worried about my rogue. And then my DM like made me a happy little magic item that gives me something similar. Like if I kill something on my sneak attack, um, and if it dies while I sneak attack it, once per long rest, that I get a version of like a second win, which is pretty cool. And if I know its name, I get another attack. That's fun. Yeah.
That's
That's
cool.
cool.
Dylan giveth and taketh. He taketh a lot, so he giveth fun items. But I love playing support. I love that. I love clerics and bards. and giving other people like the ability, like, oh, by the way, you would have missed if it wasn't for my bless. Oh, you would have missed if it wasn't for my inspiration. By the way, everybody's charmed because of my wilds. Like, I don't know. Just very me. It's fine. It's fine. Always high charisma. When I don't have high charisma, it's
What?
wild. Yeah,
What?
Damon does not have high charisma, and it kills me all the time. So I just play him as incredibly socially awkward because I don't. What else am I gonna do?
That's what when I played a bard, I am not charismatic, and I am not out there, and
You
like
are, Eric. With
you're a
us,
liar.
you are.
With you,
With me
well, no, you and Doug,
and
but
Amanda and everybody else.
no.
Wow, what
Anyway,
was that? What was that?
I've seen him in the wild. He's absolutely
I've
accurate.
seen
Oh
you
my
in
gosh.
the wild too. God.
Doug, I was thinking
remember you were
about
Target.
between before I met Amanda, why you took me to the bar constantly just to watch me fail. I don't know why, but I forever owe you for a lifetime of whatever that was. Like that was
Meanwhile, Doug and
it
I
was-
went up and sang karaoke together
Yeah,
all the time at said bar.
I'll go somewhere and I know no one. I'll go. And Steph's like, how can
Friends.
you do that? You don't know anybody? It's like,
Best friends.
yeah, I will.
All right.
Yeah, no.
I need you guys to take these personality tests that I took from my business coach a million years ago. I'll look it up, but my number one skill is woo, which stands for winning others
Woo.
over.
There you
Woo.
go.
I can make
Um,
everybody my friend within 5 minutes.
if every personality test I take, introvert, the number one thing. Every single one. It doesn't
You know what,
matter.
though?
Introvert's not even an option. I find it.
I honestly think that's why you get along with Michael, though, because Michael is an introvert that's been forced to be an extrovert.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I married an extrovert as well. I
That's what you
don't get
do.
it.
It's because you need somebody to be out there for you.
I really don't. I'm happy sitting in my office all day long. I don't need to talk to anybody.
Eric, you crave the people and the attention. You just don't know how to process it, how to deal with it. We do it for you.
No,
Us
my biggest fantasy
extroverts.
is getting on a plane and it crashing into the ocean, and I get like sent to a deserted island where I can live by myself for the rest of my life.
Eric's dream is just living the movie Lost, but without the polar bears.
Right.
Yeah, there'd be no rescue attempt. Like there would be no SOS symbol, like signal
Guys, I'm
on the
great.
beach. It would be like, nope, I'm just happy.
Eric's
Eat
just
my
sitting there with his
coconut.
best friend
Finally.
Wilson, having the best
Right.
time. Guys, this is great.
Introverts unite. Separately. I don't know.
So I don't really not a lot really happened after we did the scrying spell. Like
Oh my gosh, that was a left turn.
So where were we? Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, like they did the scrying spell, and really all that they had left was like them, like we talked about, them fighting, and then finally deciding to go across the lake where they find like the giant.
Yep.
At the
Yeah.
end,
Because Scanlan rolled
like literally,
horrible on his stealth roll. Horrible.
that was literally it. That's all that happened.
Yeah.
We were more entertaining at that point.
We're always more entertaining.
Okay, we'll go with it.
Connie's always way more entertaining.
I'm the personality hire. Remember, I actually
Right.
watched a video where they like a person's dad was like the hiring manager at a company, and they said like, "Do you actually do personality hires?" He's like, "Yes," and he was like, "Well, what do they do?" They're like, "Well, they have 2 jobs. They have to keep everybody happy. And they're like, but what happened? Like the personality hours are already as bad at their job. I'm like, as long as they keep everybody happy, nobody will pick up on their ineptness. When people pick up on their ineptness is when we have to have the talk. So they're like, their job is morale booster. Guys, I'm the morale booster.
It works.
That's it. I'm sure. I mean, but I did like at the end of this episode, we got the AMA. And we got some of like the iconic like DDR footage after the fact. Like I'm sure if any of you have been on the interwebs long enough and been on it, you've seen them doing the DDR dance alongs. That was from this episode. Because when we watch these episodes, right now the episodes are right around like 3 or so hours long. They're nice and compact and small for Critical Role standards. Like it's not the 4.5, 5 hours long that we are now forced to consume. Like just we're used to it at this point, but like a new person coming in, it's a lot. And they had that AMA, and that's where we learned like they had just leveled up. I thought it was interesting where they asked like who was the youngest, and like Marisha was like, I'm the youngest, but then was like, oh, but in acting it's by age groups. And so she never actually said how young she was, because she's a good like 10 or 12 years younger than Matt. Like there's a big age. Like Marisha's younger than me. Yeah, Marisha's young. She's younger than me.
I know she's
okay. Now we're gonna Google that.
I am. I'm Wikipediaing it right now.
And then subtract 10 from that.
Her birthday's not listed. I think it's super interesting that she went to Point Park. She is been around, and I'm pretty sure I don't know this, but do you remember Tom from our former place of employment?
I do remember Tom from our former place of employment that has the red bullseye.
I am 90% sure that Tom knows this particular person in the real life. I don't have any confirmation of that. I have a feeling because he also went to said school.
Marisha Ray,
yes.
36.
Okay.
Her birthday is 1989. So when this was happening, she was 26. If we look at Matthew Mercer, he's 43. He was born in 82.
Okay, so not 10 years.
Give or take. It's more than that.
She's born in 82, and she was
born in 89. So
7 years. Just 7.
That's like Doug and I.
It's not awful, but it's an age gap, and I can understand like not wanting to like throw it out there. But because I had missed this, like I didn't watch this part of it, I still thought for a very long time that she and Taliesin were a thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize, or I didn't watch it either the first time through, and did not realize. I also, Liam admitted that during the thing that he was the oldest.
He did. He did admit he was the oldest. And then that's where we got a little bit of like when they asked like their first time playing. And we got a really good line from Taliesin, because Taliesin got brought into the party because he was the most experienced player per se out of all of them. And he's like, I played around with Dungeons and Dragons, but it wasn't until I played with Matt that I actually experienced Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such like a sweet and like poignant thing to come, especially from Taliesin, as like someone who played for a while. Like I know like Vampire the Masquerade is like really his thing, but like it was just like, hearing that from him. And then they asked how like Travis and Laura met, was like one of the questions. So like the chat was really like, give us your origin story.
Yeah. That's about where they got the name Vox Machina from.
Talk about the chat too gave them a happy 10th episode cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we have
I
a cake?
miss that
This
they
is our
can't do
10th
that.
episode. I want a cake.
Right? I don't so I was about to say I miss the fact that the chat would send them things, but it's
Mhm.
extremely creepy that the chat would send them things.
Well,
Like
because you're so small at that point. Like they have a
Yeah.
and well, here's the thing. Like they were a company with Geek and Sundry. So like they had the address for Geek and Sundry and send them to there, not specifically to crit roll. It'd be like if someone is sending me things to my house,
right.
kind of weird. But if I had a PO box, yeah, you can send me pizza to my PO box. I'll pick it up there.
Yeah.
Post office isn't that far away. But it was such like simpler times again, you know, with like the hand-drawn maps. The chat was super involved. Like really, you could read the chat.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
read the chat. Like the only way I could even like remotely read the chat is having it on like slow mode or whatever it's called, where like it goes at a slower rate. And it is still nearly impossible. Like when I was watching season 2, I used to like pop in the chat and like be active and try to post things. And now it's just like, what? I can't even.
Right.
Like I wonder, like, is there a chat on Beacon? Like where they do a lot of their stuff now? Or
I
is it
think
just like VODs?
I think everything's emoji. Like you're not even allowed to post anything or say anything. Everything's emoji based right now. Maybe it
mean-
is on Beacon, but I have not subscribed because I don't have time to keep up with the new campaign.
I don't. I
Yeah,
watch
I'm
everything on
behind.
YouTube at this point. I've watched. I mean, I'll be honest here. I'm so sorry, friends. I haven't gotten to watch. I watched like the first episode of season 4, and doing this project has made me have to take a back seat and focus on season 1 right now. The character design really cool, but
Just wait till we catch up to campaign 4 and we start reviewing that.
it's gonna be great,
87.
guys. Don't worry, guys. Lock in now. Get your subs in early. Say
Don't
you
worry.
were here at 51 plus.
Pretty soon we'll be starting a recap of campaign 2. Maybe around episode
will
100
be.
of campaign 1.
It'll be so good. It'll be so good. The one thing I thought was interesting, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, was it this episode or was it maybe like the one before this where they actually started showing the stats of each of the characters? Because we had custom character art, which we've had for a little bit of everybody, but when the character would come up, you would see their actual D&D stats, and they would say like wielding, and then like Percy had like Pepperbox and bad news, and then like, you know, Orion, Tiberius is wielding arcane spells and whatever. I feel like that was very prominent this episode, where you start to actually see like more of the D&D aspect of like, these are their stats, these are their numbers, and this correlates to why when they are making their rolls, this is why this makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know if they did it last episode, but I noticed it in this episode.
It was very prominent this episode, and it is something that carries on from this point forward, where they don't show it all the time, but we will see their stats. And then I know later on, Matt will actually show them leveling up, and at least show them all rolling for HP. Not always. Sometimes that's like as after thing, but like they would include that and let us know when they leveled up.
Yeah.
Like for this one, like nobody knew they leveled up. If you didn't know D&D and know what the spells and the abilities, you wouldn't know that they had leveled up during this like campaign bit so far. And it wasn't until they got into like the AMA where like, oh yeah, we're all level 10. We're all at this point now. And it suggested, you know, I'd be really interested, Matt, if you did a thing on how to DM. And he was like, oh, that would be good. That would be good.
Spoiler alert, episode 12.
Oh, that's right, because they did talk about in the AMA that Travis and Laura were going to be on vacation, so they're going to do something different.
Yeah, episode
like
12
teaching people how to play. And they said they might be gone because we got the big Kavarn fight coming up and like missing 2 players for a boss fight.
Oh yeah.
But one of the things that made me really smile with the AMA is somebody asked, is Critical Role still going to be around after this boss fight?
Yeah. I had the same thing when they asked about a trinket plushie. I'm like,
That's right.
we'd love to have a trinket plushie. Like, don't worry. Just you wait.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
have that and so much more.
So much
And
more.
then someone was saying, what happens if somebody dies? Do we scratch their names out on the t-shirt?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then people asking about like the TPK and what would happen with that. Did you all roll up extra characters?
I'm actually interested to know what Matt's plans were for a epic level campaign after level 20. Because someone asked what he wanted to do, and he said, I would love to do an epic level campaign after level 20. I have some ideas. So I'd be curious to see what those are.
Who knows?
I'm wondering if they ever played outside of the cameras.
I always wonder that as well. If they still play,
Like maybe they did a one shot, or maybe they're doing a
themselves?
campaign for
Yeah.
themselves.
We know at least at the beginning of the campaigns that they'll start at like level 2 and he will run their level 1 and their level 0 with
Right.
them. At least he did
Yeah.
with campaign 3. He
they
did
that for campaign
Yeah.
2 as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Because campaign 2 they also started as level 2 as well, and they had their
Yeah.
own games and their own things. I mean, I don't know if you guys do this or not. But there are times if a player is going to miss a game or miss a few games, we will have our own little one-on-one session where
done
what
that.
are you doing during this time? What's
Yeah.
going on? And sometimes it's on video, sometimes it's just in chat, but you make some rolls, make some things, and that way you still have some stakes of what's going on during the game. And then when we come back, we can circle back to this big, cool moment where I can encompass what has happened to them. And so they're not just, they overslept at the inn, or like those sort of things. Like it seems like you do that too, Eric.
I only
Doug?
did that once. And it was with Doug actually as
Yeah,
Pim.
that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and actually was one of my favorite DMing sessions ever. Was that whole thing. So
Wait,
yeah.
how is wait. I need you to say this again. Pim was part of your favorite DMing session, because right now I feel like Pim is the ire of all things that have ever existed to Eric.
100%. The only reason it was my favorite is because Pim didn't fight anything. It was a
Right,
completely
right.
RP session. Pim wasn't
I wasn't
jumping
shadow
around
stepping.
yeah.
I wasn't trying to assassinate anybody. It was
Did we get a
just
spit take? Did we do it? No.
That's great. I love that. That's so funny. But if I have a player that's gonna miss a bit, that's one of my favorite things to do with them, is just to like have like bits and bobs to feel with that. I feel like Matt would be that kind of DM. Wow. We've been talking a lot for a while. Eric, where can they find us if they want to hear us talk more?
If you want to hear us talk more, I don't know why you would, but if you do.
hey,
Eric, they always want to hear us talk more.
Just because you want to
always
be on the
wanna hear
desert
us
island
talk
doesn't mean
more.
we want to be on the desert island.
Exactly.
That's right. So if you
Not
want to
everybody
hear
wants to be
Connie
the
and Doug talk more, you can find us at Tabletop Tether, all the places. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. What? What?
I was gonna say, what are all the places? And then I cut you off because I'm off.
All of the places.
All of the place. There's not a place that we are not at Tabletop Tether.
We're all over the interwebs. Even if you don't want to find
Blue
us,
Sky.
we will find you.
Okay, we're not on Threads.
Oh.
I lied.
Wait, no! When you post on Instagram, you have the option to automatically. I'm not even on Threads, and I'm posting on Threads, Eric.
Listen, I
really
don't handle the socials. So
just Manda, just push
the other
slider.
extrovert.
Just push the slider over, and it'll post us automatically on Threads.
I don't know how
If
this
there's
works.
anything that we talked about tonight that gets put on the cutting floor, and we talked about a lot tonight. There might be things that
did.
might be only extras. Guys, should we start a Patreon and make Patreon extras? I don't know, but I feel like we had some pretty good conversations tonight that maybe only the select few should hear. I don't know. I might be sitting on my high horse because we have 50 subs, and I'm really excited about that. Thank you for that, by the
I
way.
feel like
Thank you,
airing
everyone.
all of Pim's dirty laundry out here in the public space
Just
is
putting it
a
on.
problem.
If you
We
want
need
to know
pay
more
for
about
that.
Pim, or if you want to hear about some of our favorite characters we've ever played, things that we've talked about before, if you want to see Eric get to experience the never-ending story for the first time and conquer his fear of Muppets, but not puppets, it has to be with an M first. Here, we will find a way to make that happen.
Gosh, I was just thinking about, that Australian comedian that only talks through a puppet?
Yes.
He's my favorite. I love him.
But guys, next week we get to recap episode 11. What's the name of episode 11? Because
got it right
I'm
here.
recapping it. Can you tell it to me?
You got it right
It doesn't
here.
matter. It should be the Mighty Tiny is what it should be called, because
Yes.
we get to find out about Tiny and, oh my gosh, the keg. The
Yes.
keg of ale.
Okay. All right. So
the Temple Showdown. The
Temple Showdown, but should be called the Mighty Tiny. So if you somehow are still here, thank you. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. But next week I'm gonna be recounting in the recap. Come hear my beautiful voice, and I guess you can hear their beautiful voices too. But we'll be here every Friday to make your commute on the way home way better. Come find us, and everything else at Tabletop Tether.
Woo-hoo.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Vox Rewatch is an unofficial fan podcast and is not approved or endorsed in any way by Critical Role. Critical Role and all related content are owned by Critical Role Productions. This podcast is for non-commercial, transformative use, created under Critical Role's fan content policy. For more info, visit critroll.com.